Doc?
My bro Toms, what's up, Doc? How are you?
Bro, I'm doing real good, man. I'm doing real good. I'm so glad that we were able to connect today, bruh.
Man, Sunday, Jack Frost went away. It's about to be spring in the city, man. Can't wait, bro. We gotta get
Dude,
together too, bro, in person, man. It's been too long.
it has been too long. It has been too long. And I'm outside now. You know what I'm saying? So shoot, I might slide through and holler at you, this weekend, post up, man. And because it has been too long. We gotta be very intentional
Yes, sir.
about getting together with people. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. Time is precious, bro. And you're definitely my Morehouse bro from way back, man. And nothing but admiration and love and respect for you. And appreciate getting back on there, man, and spreading the good word about cannabis.
And likewise, man, I'm so glad to have a brother of your caliber on here who's never changed. For those that don't know, today we have on People Street, Rasean Hodge, MD, who is a multi-hyphenate type cat. So many superlatives. I think the one I love the most is that you're a man of the people. And in addition to being a man of the people, he's a very learned man. This man has an MD. This man has a master's of cannabis therapeutics. Did I say it correct, Rashawn?
Yeah, Masters in Cannabis Science and Therapeutics from the
And
University of Maryland.
yeah, this man affects legislation here on the state level. This man helps people control their pain. He's really big in the sickle cell community, chronic pain, just so many things, man. So take us back, Rashawn, in your own words. Who are you, man?
I just want to be, I guess I'm a voice for criminal justice reform. I'm a voice for people that hope has been shattered. I'm a voice for fathers. I'm a voice for a caregiver, and I'm a voice of the patient. So yeah, I'm the voice of the people. Yeah,
I love
that's who
that.
I am right now, for sure.
Yes, yes. And if you look at another title that you've added, you're a business owner as well. Is that correct?
Yeah, definitely small biz for sure. Have my own practice, my own clinical research company for sure.
hmm So, I mean, any way you want to approach it, y'all, this man is entrenched and steeped in knowledge. Okay. Rashawn, for those that don't know you, man, a lot of folk think you so deep outside, people think that you are from Atlanta, man. Where you from?
Jersey, Jersey, man, town called Manalapan, Monmouth County. I came to Atlanta in 1993.
Okay.
Yeah, Morehouse with you.
Yes.
Went to med school back in Jersey, but I missed Atlanta. I missed Wakanda immediately. Soon as looked around at my classmates, my constituents, and coming from the DHBCU, man, I had to get back to the city. So yeah, I knew I was coming right back. What about you?
Man, I'm from
Yeah, you was
Chattanooga.
coming right back, right?
Yeah, man, look, dude, I always knew that I was coming back to the A, man. And then I'm from right up the road, man, in Chattanooga, Tennessee, man. And my family up there, my sister went to Clark. So after she graduated from Clark, she's younger than me. She stayed here. You know what I'm saying? And so when I was gone on my sojourn, man, she be going to see New Edition, going to see, all that good stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? Going to see 8 Ball, MJG, going to see Cass and all that
Man,
stuff.
yeah,
I got to get back to the A, baby.
it's culture.
You
I
know what
mean,
I'm saying?
Tennessee is rich in culture too, by no means, but Atlanta's special.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Atlanta, it's no coincidence, There's cannabis, civil rights. It's like Atlanta. We gotta, blow it up from here.
That's exactly
Yeah,
right, dog.
yeah.
So when you went off to first of all, I meant to tell you, dog, when I was in med school, player, I actually did my family medicine in Monmouth County at Monmouth Hospital, bro. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
enjoyed it, man. Like all that area, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
Well,
it was
born, bro. It was a great melting pot, bro. I got to experience so many other different cultures, so close to New York. So Jewish, learned about that, learned about the Muslims. I had Asian friends, had Indian friends.
mm-hmm.
A lot of my classmates, like 4 or 5 of us went to med school. It was a public school, but to see, and then different classes, you saw people with a lot of bread, and you saw, you know,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
the bottom. So
Yeah.
just that exposure really set me up. So I'm thankful for that fabric of Jersey. You
Mm-hmm.
know,
Yeah.
that was an important building block because it exposed me to so much other culture. So I wasn't really ignorant or naive of the Torah or the Quran or a bar mitzvah.
Yeah.
Did all that, seen all that.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know, it's so funny you say that too, Rashawn, man, because it is lost on people, man. Being exposed to other cultures makes you better. It doesn't make you worse. It makes you
Diversity is
better.
crazy. It's
You
best.
you
It's
you
the best.
you
Yeah.
know you know what I'm saying, man? Because like yourself, man, I went to a high school that had different types of people, but more so when I went to med school and residency and had some experiences in life when you were around and lived in the cities that were full of Latinos, full of Jewish people, full of Indians, full of all kinds of people, man. And then you realize, man, we got way more in common than we have different. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And one thing that we have in common is exposure to pain and stress. You know what I mean? Which is no respecter of person, which leads me to my next question. You're a family physician by trade, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. How did you tell us about your journey from when you finished your family practice training and to where you are now?
All right. Well, my sister, my eldest sister, she went to Spelman before I went to Morehouse. So
Mm-hmm.
she really gained me up. She's the first physician in our family.
For
So
real?
yeah. So she went to Robert Wood Johnson. I went to Robert Wood Johnson in Jersey.
Yeah.
I pretty much was she gave me the play. Not that less than 5% of all physicians are black and only 3% are black males, but I had a sister that did it. So it was a gift and a curse times because I'm like, I can't fail because I got no excuse. One, so that was a lot of stress in that because I'm like, man, you can't say you got one in the family that just did it.
Yeah.
So one, but that also wasn't I wasn't intimidated either. That I don't care how I talk, how I look, I can get that white coat on me just like so. She put me on game. Boom. I did the psych pre med route. She told me don't major in biology. Your GPA gonna be all messed up, screwed up. So I dropped bio like the second week of school
Mm-hmm.
at Morehouse. Went
Mm-hmm.
and did the psych thing. Finished real early because of her. She was like, "Look, you gotta not just get the grades. You gotta like get in the community." And
Mm.
naturally, I'm a twin, as you know. So
Yes.
I'm not a big party social guy.
Mm-hmm.
But shit, you gotta get in the community. So I'm like, cool. I did the big brother, little brother program my freshman year. She's like, you also gotta do like school shit. So I became a resident assistant. So I had a pretty cool, stellar resume CV for med school, thanks to her, because
Mm.
she gave me the blueprint. And my mentee, Gerald Cannon, we locked in still.
Right
So,
here today.
bro, still that's my dog. Yeah, that was my every weekend I was with him.
What does he do now?
He owns Ballers Bridge. He's an amazing person, an amazing father. He ended up matriculating to Morehouse. He played professional basketball, China, Mexico, and now he has a company, Ballers Bridge, where he helps bridge that gap for athletes to get into the pros.
Well, shout out to Gerald Cannon.
Yeah,
Shoot. Well,
Gerald Cannon.
shout out, Gerald.
Love you, G. So from there, um blood standing up all day like my sister. She's a trauma surgeon, like
Mm.
gifted hands, but I didn't have the patience to stand up and
Yeah.
all that. So
Yeah.
not like the Cliff Huxtable, but I'm like family medicine is probably my strong suit because I felt like no one knows it all, and I'm not gonna act like I know it all. But one thing I do have is a great bedside manner. So I'm like,
Yeah.
family
Yeah.
medicine, man, if I can hammer home a message, if I could pick somebody up, lift somebody up,
Mm-hmm.
perfect. So I did the family medicine deal. My son was my last delivery. His shoulder got stuck, so I needed help with him. I
You
always
delivered
wanted,
your son?
man, as soon as
Boy,
I
you better
put that
stop it.
thing on, that was a dream of mine from day one.
Bruh,
I wanted to be
that's
the first
amazing.
hands to touch my son. Bro, I had to be the first to touch my son
Respect,
or
bro.
daughter. But I wanted to do it all by myself. But his shoulder got stuck. I didn't want to break his collarbone. Help me. And he ended up getting out of there. But that's my dog. It's my son.
Dude, that's
Um,
amazing, man.
yeah. So I did some clinical research because family medicine was cool, but I felt like I cared more about the person than they cared about themselves, and that would burn you the hell out.
Hmm. Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about. Like you get
Yeah.
to the point like, man, if you saying fucking invite, you know what I mean? Like you ain't listen to everything we're saying. Like, I expect compliance. You come back in here, boom, boom, boom. Hemoglobin A1C high, blood sugar out of control. You got crumbs of fried something on your lip, blood pressure too high. But then
Yeah.
I fell in love with hospice, man. I was like, man, let me pivot to end of life.
How did you get into hospice?
Family medicine was just like, you feel me? And so I wanted to get to the most difficult part of med school for me was that ER. I don't know about for
Yeah.
you,
Yeah, it was rough.
but to tell someone they just saw like a minute ago that they died, bro,
That's rough. People don't understand what that's like to have to do.
I still got PTSD from all them times you had to say that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's
Bro, you
hard.
can't unhear that.
Right.
What the other side of the death, once they got over that hysteria and like, bro, what I would learn from death and dying, I'm like, bro, this is like a two-way street. Like
Hmm.
out of hospice care, man, when someone's checking out, man, you get a lot of truth. And all I want to be is truth, Taj.
So,
Truth is like you can't be the best of us if you're not honest
can
or
you tell?
exposed. You see what I'm saying? I
Yeah,
want to
yeah, of
be the
course.
best of us, bro.
Yeah, yeah. I love that, man. Can you tell us, man, what was the most profound experience that you've had working with hospice patients? Is there an experience that you just distinctly remember more than a lot of
Bro,
the others?
the true meaning of life I would hear from every patient that was verbal. What really matters, what
What
they
would they
should
say?
have done. Man, it's time with family, time doing things they enjoy. It was never job. It was never owning. It was never work. It was never about millions or the thousands or the billions they made. It was really the simple things we take for granted. So I was already locked in with that because I like real things, not objects and collecting shit.
Hmm.
So, but the supernatural you would see a lot. You'll see that stare, and people call it the death stare, but they're looking up, fixated on something, and they're talking to loved ones that been passed.
Mm.
So you're like, man, these energies all around us. You could call them angels, you can call them souls, but it's not like their eyes are locked in they're like in a seizure. No, they're in the room.
Like they're
I seen
communing, they're
her. I
communing
seen,
with their
yeah,
relatives.
yeah. Once that last breath, I'm doing time of death. Right before time of death, lights flicker. I seen birds just fly up and swoosh, fly away outside the window.
For
I
real?
s- I seen the animals. There's a lot of hospice outpatients. They have like cats or dogs. They'll hop in and know they dying. As soon as they leave, boom, pass. Bruh. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, yeah. And then the best part about it is getting the family that was fractured and now they're to this point like, I can't help mom, dad, bro, my son, medicine can't help them, and now we're going to try to do this peaceful route. It's to get everybody that's denial or they're angry, but you get them to accept it, bro, with some family meetings, and you see that aha, and everyone is at acceptance, and now they can just grieve
Right.
together, finally get on the same page. Because you know how much miscommunication when someone's dying. If you good, you accepted it, and your sister's like, man, I can't believe you looking at her, and she's like, you're like so unemotional. Like, what's wrong with you? This is mom.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
now, and when she's going, your relationship is fractured forever.
That's right, man. That happens so much, bro.
Yeah.
So much. It happens so
Yeah.
much.
But it's our responsibility to recognize, look, at the mental, where they are with accepting the disease or accepting the imminent, how they feel about death personally. So the physician, you got to step in and do that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's amazing when before that they pass, everyone's a team communicating again,
Mm-hmm.
and they could just grieve. So yeah, that's the best part, bro.
Wow. Okay, and then you went into dealing with people with chronic disease and
Oh
chronic pain,
yeah, I got
but
right
but
into pain.
but you have a very personal experience with chronic pain, isn't that correct?
Yes, sir. I got the ACDF scar.
All right,
Yeah, I
can you
had
tell our listeners what an ACDF is?
anterior cervical disc fusion. I broke my neck in 2012
Mm,
playing little hoops. Had
mm,
my head down, ran into someone's chest. Had no business playing, bro. You know, I had no business being out there. So, but shout out to G because I was playing with some of them semi-pro dudes. No business being out there. So I break my neck. Boom. I get fused. Fusions are great and they're not great. And you start to listen and start to think critically, what are we doing to our patients? 'Cause now I'm
mm-hmm,
a patient.
mm,
So I didn't have that critical thought of the results of being in that hamster wheel.
mm-hmm.
You dig what I'm saying? Of this
Yeah,
trillion
yeah.
dollar hamster wheel. Because
Mm-hmm,
I was a prescriber. I was the hey, boom, boom. But now I'm in it, bro. I'm in the
mm-hmm.
system. I'm seeing the pitfalls of insurance. I'm seeing lack of coverage. I want that surgeon to do my neck. Oh no, he's not with this hospital. No, you're out of here. We got to word it this way. You feel me?
Yeah,
They
it's a
throw
racket.
they throw you the opioids,
Yes.
and I'm like, cool, because I used to throw the opioids, right, for chronic
Yeah.
pain.
Yeah.
But
It's just
they
just
don't come with
pedagogy.
education of, hey, look, man, the constipation is immediate. You got to fiber your butt up ASAP, or you're gonna, trust me, you're gonna be constipated. They don't tell you like, look, there's a word called tolerance. Take a pill for 3 or 4 days. You're gonna need instead of four, you need seven to get
Yeah,
pain
that's right.
control. And that pain scale to keep you comfortable. They don't tell you that, and then and they don't tell you, look, even when you do get tolerant, I can't do shit about it.
Right.
I'm just gonna
But
be
throw
like,
more at it.
I might put drug seeking in your chart. That's what I'm gonna do about it. Don't you ask me no more.
It's a self-defeating loop, isn't it?
And now you in it. Pharmacist looking at you like, mm-hmm. The drug tech looking at you like, oh, what? Uh-huh. You
Mm-hmm.
see,
Mm-hmm.
very degrading as a patient when
Mm-hmm.
you're in that
Mm-hmm.
chronic pain. They don't tell you, hey, the surgeon just, hey, slaps those plates and screws in.
Yeah.
In about 3 or 4 years, you're going to have to come back and get another fusion because preload, afterload. They don't tell you that, bro. They don't tell you, hey, chronic pain, you block serotonin and dopamine. So your mood is going to be, don't tell you that.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? They
Yeah.
don't, they don't say, with your mood being down there, that affects your appetite. That's going to affect this. That's going to, your social life. They don't tell you the steps of, and maybe you'll be chronically depressed, or
Mm.
maybe you have insomnia because you were in this neck brace, and now I'm going to put a benzo on top of that opioid, like Ambien, Xanax, Vine, benzo, right?
Yeah.
Try to stop that when the script run out. When you've been on that for months. You dig
Then
what I'm saying?
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you set me up for withdrawals. I know what withdrawals feel like. I know the failures of medicine. And then I had to seek an alternative, bro. I had to. I never touched cannabis, been around it in Morehouse, been around it in med school, but I didn't touch it, bro. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't need it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think it killed your brain cells because I was around smart brothers,
Yeah.
smoking. So I knew that was a lie, but I just didn't need it. I just didn't touch it. But when I broke my neck, half the country was using it for chronic pain.
Mm.
Evidence-based medicine articles, like real proof, bro, not popular opinion. Like
Yeah.
people dismiss why that urine drug screen is positive for cannabis. don't dismiss what it's doing for patients. I'm talking caregivers,
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead, dog. Go ahead.
No, that's it. So when I had found that bud was helping my pain, I'm like, I live in Georgia, but this is not legal. And now I'm risking being put away from my son,
Mm-hmm.
my career, my MD. Like, okay, now I'm at risk, because now I gotta meet somebody at the Starbucks that's got a lot of cameras, I think. Let me go to these gas stations. But like, aren't gas stations surveillance 24/7? So now I'm meeting them around the corner, around the back, super dangerous. Talk about the opposite of harm reduction. Try
Mm-hmm.
to find some bud, You putting yourself at risk.
Mm-hmm.
But I wasn't the only one. And then, so I lobbied, bro. Like other families from Georgia, other Georgians, we lobbied. 2016, Haley's Hope passed. We had a medical cannabis program.
Wow. No, refresh my memory. Was Haley the young lady who had intractable seizures?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
that was a big national case. And for those that if you're not from Georgia, I'll let you tell it, Rashawn. I remember reading about it when I lived in another state.
Yeah, similar to Colorado with Figgy. That's how we got. It was most states that don't that pass can excuse me, that pass cannabis not on the recreational over 21. You have a medicinal program. It's 100% based off compassion. So it's going to be Compassion Act of Florida, Compassion Act of boom, Haley's Hope, Compassion Act of Georgia. So it's based off some legislators with some real empathy that get an email, get a letter from a mom and dad like, hey man, this is the only thing that helps, and they end up writing a bill. Get a couple buddies, maybe 8 or 9 house guys or Senate guys that help me. Hey, put your name on this bill. They got Georgians
Mm.
that are suffering from some of this stuff, and I think this cannabis can help. Boom, law. Just like that. That's
Boy,
how it
that's
works.
amazing, Rashawn, man.
That's how it works.
That's amazing. And
Yeah.
and, and I'm really, really happy, man, because I've seen the footage of you, on Capitol Hill several times, man. I'm really happy that there are people that have enough empathy. Like I tell people all the time, when people can have hard stances and stuff, but it may be your family member one day. It may be your kid one day, your mama one day. You know what I'm saying? And people have to be empathetic. You know what I'm saying, to what people are going through out here. Because everybody doesn't want to turn into a narcotics addict. You know what I'm saying? And that's really personal to me too, man. I don't know if I told you or not, man. My father was a drug addict.
No, you never did.
Yeah, my whole life, bro. And that's something that opiates. You know what I'm saying? Some of the bad ones, you know what I'm saying? And that's something that really, really has had a profound effect on me, man. And I can't help but wonder, you know what I'm saying? What if, you know, who knows, man? But certainly, the alternatives for, the way that this plant has been stigmatized, could have
Yes.
saved, as it could potentially save a whole generation of people, man. You know what I'm saying? Because we've lost so many, and we're still losing so many people on these pills, and then like you say, once the tolerance gets up, you can't get it from the pharmacy, they go to the street, they buying heroin. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They,
Who wants to
and
be sick, bro?
yeah,
Who
fentanyl. You know
wants
what I'm
to be?
saying?
Yeah, you don't. And I'm so sorry of the hardship. I know that had to have been an arduous growing up, but I seen you were super successful. Still kept your head on. Were
Thank
you
you, man.
able to? When were you able to see substance abuse as a disease? Have you, or do you still like blame people that are so-called addicted, or do you understand it's a disease just like hypertension?
No, I understand it, man. You know what I'm saying? I in particular, see, my father got started on that mess when he was young, man, in his teens. Which is why, and I know you're a father, I'm a father too. And I tell everybody, you know what I mean? Try to make good decisions. The main thing is trying to make good decisions, man, and not get started to begin with. But certainly, man, I certainly am a big fan of treatment and treating it like a disease, man, because that thing is serious, man. The pharmaceutical industry has hooked a whole generation of people and stuff, and none of them in jail. You know what I mean? And they are
Tell it, bro.
certifiable addicts. You know what I mean?
Bro, tell it. It's true.
We keeping it a buck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nobody goes to jail for that, but you know, they have leave
And we
behind.
the biggest gangsters, bro. We prescribe it.
Yeah,
We're
that's
telling them
right.
take Motrin. And
That's right.
Motrin is the number one reason people go to the hospital.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ulcers. We tell
Yeah.
them to get this, write this, and then we say, hey, those are side effects. Oh yeah, yeah. Let's get another pill for that pill for that pill for that. Bro, we do some gangster stuff.
Yeah.
You
In the
know,
name of medicine, in the name of doing good, but it's not
ignorance,
necessarily
bro,
good. It's
because it's
ignorance.
not personal to us. Personal, like you just said 10 minutes ago. It
Let me ask you this,
it ain't
dog.
real until it hits you, bro.
Until it hits you, you know what I'm saying? And
In
that
the
thing,
face, bro. I mean, when they got hands hit you. Not no little
yeah.
baby. I'm talking about it got some hand like, whoa.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it
So
affects generations, man. I grapple with the effects of how drug use I grapple with that to this day. But on the other thing, like we've been saying in our community for a long time, what you know, what don't kill you make you stronger. You know what I'm saying? And it is how you look at things, and it's how you determine how your course is going to be. And you say, I'm not going down that route. But back to you, though, dog. One of the reasons that I think that people are fascinated with your journey is because you have been trained. Tell us about how you decided to go pursue your master's, man. Like, how did the wheels turn on that?
I just wanted to learn to think more critically about the plant, the smell, the terpenes, the CBD THC ratios, extraction methods, because I explored all delivery methods, so I can explain not like the most educated way, but I can understand onset of action. You and I can say pharmacokinetics, but people understand, hey man, you inhale this 1 or 2 puffs within a couple minutes, boom, it's gonna go away in about an hour or two, 2 hours. Unless you're a noob, you might be down for 4 or 5 hours, and you might have a little psychoactivity. You might get a little paranoid. Some might get a little giddy.
Mm-hmm.
So I can explain it like that, but I wanted to understand true pharmacokinetics. Why does it take so long with edibles? What does the body do to the drug, the pharmacodynamics? I also wanted to be able to to improve my communication with patients and caregivers. If I recommended CBD, or terpene, a specific terpene, or the whole plant, you know, I wanted to make sure I was really telling them some honest stuff and have real expectations. You know, um, I wanted to understand, like, how does it really slow down cancer growth? Or some people's scans are negative, and a lot of patients they still die. Or how is it helping slow down this HIV replication? How is it improving hospice life? How can I explain that better?
Mm.
So it was more to one to have effective communication. Two, I'm a lifelong patient user of cannabis.
Mm-hmm.
So there's not much like, if I use it every day, I want to know what's the best thing for me. What's my personal harm reduction? How can I personally protect myself better from heavy metals, from pesticides, putting plastic in my mouth, understanding temperatures, why that filter is important, don't do the blunt paper and how many poisons is on there, try to paper glass. I had to no one's I was scared to Google this, Taj.
Yeah.
Bro, you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I was that scared of it, like not like super like nerd about it, not not well, crime dog McGruff, but I would never say nothing, you know what I'm saying? But nah, I
Yeah.
wasn't messing
Yeah.
with it. Yeah, I really, that little sizzling pop when we were in third grade, with the egg and that thing, I really thought it would fry your brain out, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that commercial.
Yeah, bro.
It's your brain on drugs.
Man, I'm trying to be a doctor, dude. So, yeah, that's how I got my master's, bro. And then, yeah, that's leadership because, again, you're not exposed. You just can't represent the best of us, bro. And that's all I'm trying to do, man. You
So
know?
let's do a little rapid fire, man, because there's so many things I want to ask you.
All
I
right.
want to ask you some things about the plant, And I want you to tell me in a couple of sentences, the meaning of it. What is a terpene?
Terpene is the aromatic compound that gives cannabis its smell. So some cannabis, some you might open that 3.5 and it smells like soil or dirt
Mm,
or earthy. That's a terpene called myrcene. Myrcene, Myrcene. A
mm,
very important terpene for pain. A very important terpene for nerve pain, neuropathic pain, pain
mm-hmm.
that radiates. It's my favorite terpene because I broke my neck. I got stuff sitting on my spinal cord, bone spurs and stuff. And obviously, if it's touching my cord, that shit radiating. So strands, chemovars that are high in myrcene, I love. You got some cannabis that smells citrus. That's limonene. Antiseptic, antiviral, great for digestion, great for energy.
Mm-hmm.
We all know the terpene from lavender. People love lavender in their bath bombs at nighttime. That's a
Yeah, no
terpene
doubt.
called linalool. And linalool, just smelling it, muscle spasm gets just chill. You rub it on your body, it can get cramps. It's very soothing. It's good for sleep onset, sleep
Mm,
duration.
mm-hmm.
So terpenes is very important because the olfactory system, you know, is
Mm-hmm.
that system is dope. Your nose
Mm-hmm.
knows. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
when you open up your dry bud and you smell it, if it smells good, more than likely your body's gonna really you're gonna have some therapeutic effects from it. You know,
What is the relationship between the therapeutic relationship between cannabis you mentioned and cancer and or retarding the growth of cancer?
man. So anything that grows in you needs a blood supply, right?
Yeah.
Right. When the
Yep.
blood supply stops, like a heart attack, this is for the people. You know what I'm saying? Like you
Mm-hmm.
got three big vessels that bring blood to your heart. When them vessels are blocked from all that bad eating and that exercising and stuff, ladies and gentlemen, that tissue is ischemic, bad pain, and then it infarcts. It dies because blood carries oxygen. So boom, that's the stroke, that's the heart attack, that's why you're on dialysis. So um cancer and cannabis, there's a tumor necrosis factor that cancer sends. And I say necrosis, you're like, that sounds like dying or death, sounds like eating. Yeah, cancer has to put these cells out, these TNFs, to eat the tissue around it so it can grow. Cannabis inhibits tumor necrosis factor.
Got you. Got you. Got
The
you.
cancer has no room to grow.
Mm.
All that cancer is doing is I need more room to grow because I replicate super fast and I need help to eat some tissue around anything around me, make room. Cannabis says, stop that. No room for you to grow.
Mm-hmm.
We
Mm-hmm.
just talked about the blood supply.
Mm-hmm.
Cannabis, a different pathway, makes the blood vessels feeding the cancer.
Mm. Chokes off the cancer.
Third way, it slows down, not like the P4 gene, the mutation why it's going crazy. It slows down replication.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The third way. Fourth way, if you combine that with the chemo and radiation, most people with cancer die of starvation.
That's right.
So, not the cancer, they starve to death. Electrolyte, we'll explain a different show. Cannabis is the only drug that will reduce the nausea and vomiting associated with chemo.
So that you can eat.
With proper nutrition, you can fight. Nothing works without proper nutrition.
Mm.
Fifth, it can help with your sleep onset duration. Cannabis, your body is just optimal when you sleep regularly. Every living thing sleeps. The plants sleep when the sun goes down.
There you
Animals
go.
sleep. Everything sleeps at sunset.
Mm-hmm.
And as humans, we stop that ideology and want to scroll and making ourselves sick because we're not sleeping. Sleeping is your checks and balances. That's when you fight the cancer, when you fight the viruses, when you fight the bacteria. Everything happens when you sleep. When you remove the cortisol, all that stress from the day is when you sleep. Your
Mm-hmm.
sleep is your repair.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone wants to compromise sleep like that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the fifth thing that cannabis is doing is it when you are fighting something like cancer, a lot of stress, cortisol, a lot of life decisions, it's just your whole life just changed with that diagnosis when that doctor walked in there. Cannabis can help elevate your mood. You know, your attitude really does determine your altitude. You
Mm.
know, your frame of mind is your center. Your mental health is the most important of the health, is your mental health. I haven't seen anyone in my practice is doing well if their mental health ain't right. I don't care if they can do 100 push-ups in 2 seconds. No, you're not doing well, bro. You feel me?
Yeah.
So cannabis can help bridge that gap of hitting your serotonin receptors, just like Zoloft does, the antidepressant drugs that you and I prescribe.
Mm-hmm.
It will stimulate your dopamine receptor, right? Make these all feel good chemicals, right? And it's
Mm-hmm.
also going to hit your natural opioid receptor. So
Mm-hmm.
that you're getting more pain relief just by ingesting cannabis. So it's amazing. It's amazing. And the sixth or seventh thing that cannabis does for cancer is help with pain. It's an anti-inflammatory. It's
Mm-hmm.
the only drug that it's got 4 different ways that it slows down that cascade of inflammation. It goes upstream, hey, stop, and downstream, stop. It talks both ways.
Mm.
You dig?
Can
And it doesn't cause ulcers.
mm. One of the things to interject, one of the things that I really like that you broke down on another podcast you were on, you know, to your point, man, when we have, pain that's not like super, super bad, that people typically don't prescribe an opiate for. They describe NSAIDs like Motrin, Naproxen, for the layperson, naproxen, things like that, as well as Tylenol slash acetaminophen. But I heard you say that, first of all, this is a two-part question. What is CBD? And the second part is, how much more powerful is CBD versus some of these other agents that we are encouraged to take for pain?
Well, cannabidiol is one of the cannabinoids. So cannabis, the sativa L, the plant, it's got 3 major components. The terpenes we talked about it about 40 minutes ago. The main part is the cannabinoids, and then there's flavonoids. So the cannabinoids, the 2 most popular cannabinoids are CBD and THC. Okay. Discovered in the 90s. So this is not like old stuff. This is recently discovered. The endocannabinoid system was recently discovered in the 90s, early 2000. We're still trying to understand the entourage effect. So now we have cannabidiol. Cannabidiol is the non-psychoactive component of cannabis.
AKA the part that doesn't get people high,
Facts.
just for the layman, right?
That's what you see hemp everywhere, hemp beverages, hemp bars. It doesn't get you high. But CBD is 20 times stronger than Motrin, the Goody powder, the ibuprofen, the Aleve, what other stuff y'all taking over? Yeah, any NSAID, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drug over the counter. And NSAIDs are the number one reason why people go to the hospital
Mm.
because it eventually eats your stomach up that you have holes in it called ulcers. And you're either going to come in there with pain or you're chronically getting sick.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
That's just not
Yeah.
not
So
not one
that's
not 2 times stronger, Rashawn.
20
Not
and
not
two
ten
times stronger than
times,
steroids.
not 17,
20.
20 times
20.
stronger.
Yeah.
That's
20.
amazing, bro.
And the best thing about CBD and THC, but the best thing about CBD, 0 deaths. And you're going to like this, Taj, because you care about harm reduction. You care about keeping your patients safe. You care about keeping the baby safe. You care about keeping in utero the infant safe. The therapeutic window of CBD, you can give 5 milligrams to like 5 grams
Mm-hmm.
and have efficacy, but no one's dying.
Mm-hmm.
Opioids, you can give from 30 milligrams to 60. Go a little too high, someone can stop breathing and die. Go too little, no efficacy. You see the harm, no, there's no harm. I can give you a 0.5 to 6 grams of this stuff. You might just have a stomach ache, bro.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
What
That's how
Dr. Hodge is
safe.
talking. Yeah, what Dr. Hodge is talking about is like you said, is safety. When he's talking about a therapeutic window, he's meaning what he's saying is that the smallest dose conceivable to the largest dose will not put you in the grave. That's what he's saying. Relative to other medicines, if you take a small dose of ibuprofen, you may be okay. You take a large dose, you go into the hospital.
Bro, you swallowing
Or
charcoal, get that
worse.
out.
You know what I mean? And so what he's saying is that it is a very forgiving medication, which is why it has made such strides, in the field of pharmacology these days, of which he is an expert in.
Yeah, and just what he's saying, thank you for hammering that home. CBD is so safe that the FDA said, okay, we'll approve this pure CBD drug for babies with seizures.
For babies.
And now we're adding another condition for anyone that has tuberous sclerosis. So Lennox-Gastaut, which affects infants for seizures, and any other epilepsy, the FDA approved a drug called Epidiolex, which is pure CBD for seizures. It's that safe.
Mm. That's the next thing I was about to ask you, Rashawn.
We prescribe that. Taj and I prescribe that. And there's a black box. You can hit it for pain, end of life, ADHD, autism. Yeah, you can use it for that too.
What is the mechanism of action for it stopping the epileptogenic activity, Rashawn? Stopping seizures is what I mean, y'all.
It has to do with two theories. One, that person with seizures or that person with autism or that person with ADHD or someone that has PTSD. They might be prone to that because their endocannabinoid system, they're deficient on our natural cannabinoids. Now we have natural cannabinoids. So let's explain that to the people. Our body makes natural cannabis. One is anandamide, and the other one is 2-AG. So we naturally make this. That's innate cannabis. So that's why they call it endocannabinoids. The plant, meaning phyto plant, those are phytocannabinoids. They do the same thing in our body. They fit the same receptors like a key in a lock. You understand? But
Yeah.
phytocannabinoids last way longer than endocannabinoids. We
Mhm.
all experience the runner's high. Those a lot of endocannabinoids that come out. We all
Mhm.
have been thirsty and we grabbed a glass of water and it was the best glass of water in your life, That's dopamine those are endocannabinoids. And then we all met a person in the morning that's just like, hey guys, what's up? What's going on? How you sleep?
What you
It's
say?
Todd. And you're like,
Yeah.
chill the F out. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, no
There's
doubt.
some people that have an overexpression of their endocannabinoid system. And there's some people that just like, everything's meh. You know what I mean? No big deal to them. And those people might have an under expression of their endocannabinoid system.
Mhm.
And there's evidence-based articles that people born with autism, their ECS is underactive. So you
Mhm.
got to supplement
Mhm.
with the CBD and THC or either or a combination or the whole, or with flavonoids, the whole plant. You understand what I'm saying? Where I'm
Mhm.
going?
Yeah.
So CBD is helping I don't know the exact mechanism of how it's slowing down seizures, but it doesn't stop seizures. So, but it definitely, if someone was having 200 a day, they might have 5 or 10. If someone is
Yeah.
having 1 or 2 episodes a week, they're having maybe 1 or 2 a year. It's not the silver bullet of seizures, but it was enough therapeutic evidence. These are double-blind, randomized clinical trials. The
Mm-hmm.
results were stunning. And you see the drug, it did so well that a pharmaceutical company paid $6 billion cash, and they bought this little CBD company for $6 billion
That's
for a
amazing.
disease that the prevalence is not like you see out of every 5 kids. You might see that 0.1 kid with that severe form of seizures. This is not autism when 1 in 31 kids, if someone's got autism or someone has ADHD. The prevalence is, and they pay $6 billion. So when you can just see the future of it. When we can start making health claims on sleep, when we can make it on true health claims on pain, on what it's doing for Crohn's, IBS, ulcerative colitis, you're going to see this market just explode. Because these guys they have endless market cap,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and they're going to accelerate this whole industry, this whole sector.
I want to get into let's talk about your store. Okay, can we talk about that?
Sure, I run that
Yeah,
with
yeah,
with a buddy of mine for sure.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Let's talk about your store and the offerings and where people can go to your store. Tell us all about it, man.
Yeah, it's right off Memorial Drive, the Beltline. There's some CBD products that I definitely put my IP, in the formulation. So there's a focus for daytime CBD and some terpenes. There's a nighttime formula that help you with sleep onset, sleep duration. I got topical CBD rubs. We have a CBD. We have CBD. I mean, we have cannabis receptors in our tissue in our skin that can absorb it. You don't have to inhale it or eat it or use a tincture. You can just use topical and get the therapeutic effects of cannabis as well. There's also RSO, that's like Rick Simpson's oil. I have a
No,
form of
what is
that.
Rick Simpson's oil?
That was made popular in Colorado. That was helping that young lady Figgy with seizures.
Figgy, yes, yes.
Yeah, so that's just a full plant with an extraction, simple extraction. It's not like CO2 or low CO2. You can just use alcohol. So you can make mass quantities of it fairly cheap. And you're going to taste the chlorophyll, and chlorophyll, people drink chlorophyll as it is for viral, for immune, system
Y'all know
benefits.
chlorophyll is the green pigment that
So
makes
yeah, that
plants
stuff
green,
tastes
y'all.
terrible, but even the chlorophyll is going to help you. You see
Mm.
what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. What's the name of your store, Rashawn?
Rasean Hodge, MD CBD. It's my
Mm-hmm.
name, just with CBD at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you'll
And
find it the hours of Tuesday to Sunday. Just pull up. Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell y'all, I'm gonna speak from personal experience. I have an uncle up in Chattanooga, my favorite uncle, Uncle Joe, who has really bad gout. I think I've told you this, Rashawn.
Yeah.
I've ordered from your company several times CBD gummies for my uncle because that gout was tearing his tail up, bro, tearing him up. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And he
Right.
said it helped immensely, bro. And I want to thank you for that. You remember me
Most
telling you about
welcome.
that?
Yeah. And thank you for that
Yeah.
testimony, man. And stuff like that just fuels me, bro, to formulate, to keep reading, keep studying, bro. I need that energy, bro. I appreciate it.
Yeah, yeah, without a doubt, man. Keep doing what you're doing, man. You know what I'm saying? I just want to say that, y'all don't know, but I've been knowing Rashawn since 94 because you were, I'm sorry, you were you came in 93. Did you come in
Yeah.
93? You
Yeah.
came in 93.
Yeah.
Whenever he came in, I was a class ahead of Rashawn, but I didn't decide that I wanted to go into medicine until the end of my sophomore year. So I ended up taking general biology my junior year with the class of 94 cats who I love. I feel like I'm part of two classes, but Rashawn and we had class together. I do remember that in lab, and always been a solid dude, somebody I respected. You
Same.
know what I'm saying?
Same, bro.
I just,
Same.
I just respect you, man. You know what I'm saying? And you can see if y'all go to his page when his patients are in there, you see that they love this man. You know what I'm saying? But Rashawn would be on the street. You know what I'm saying? You might see him on the
Yeah, I
block.
might be on the street with it. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So he walking like he talking like the Migos say. I want to ask you, what's next for you?
Next is my personal aspirations is to probably be like a chief medical officer for one of these MSOs.
What is
I want to
MS?
keep the people's multi-state operators, one of these big cannabis operators.
Got you, got you.
Yeah, I want to keep the people safe. One, a second, I want to definitely help with formulation. Cannabis can't be all like the good stuff. I'll tell you the bad stuff about cannabis as well.
All right,
So,
tell us the bad stuff about cannabis.
well, something we all experience is cannabis intoxication. You take too much of it, and too much of anything's poison, right? So, cannabis intoxication isn't fun, just like alcohol intoxication. It sucks. Especially if you've never been intoxicated off cannabis, you can feel like you're not breathing, your tongue can feel like it's super wide, you're not understanding the degree of dry mouth, cotton mouth, your speech could be slurred, you might not be able to operate heavy machinery, you might not be able to get home. It causes vomiting, nausea. So just like alcohol intoxication, there's similarities what happens with that. There's also cannabis intoxication with delirium. You're getting messages, you're hearing stuff that's not there, you're seeing stuff that's not there. That's not fun because that can be misdiagnosed as a schizophrenic attack or schizoaffective, or maybe somebody think you took acid because there could be some punitive damages if you showed up saying I'm hearing things, and you might wake up with no shoelaces in a different room with, know what I'm saying?
So if y'all don't know what he's saying, he talking about you could be in a psychosis-like state of which you are criminally liable. I believe that if I'm hearing that correctly.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
right.
you understand what I'm saying? So he give me a game
Yeah,
right there.
yeah. There's cannabis hyperemesis syndrome. They call it CHS. It's a phenomenon that's been diagnosed in the late 90s, early thousands, where people that have been using cannabis for 10, 15 years suddenly are vomiting uncontrollably.
I had a patient with that recently, Rashawn.
I
Yeah,
don't want that.
that was his presenting complaint. Because I work in a GI setting, and that was his presenting complaint: intractable nausea and emesis, secondary to chronic marijuana use.
Yeah. And we still don't understand why that happens. Scholars, there's great evidence-based medicine, but only thing we're sure of how to stop it is to never use again. And that would suck if that happened to me because, bro, I'm gonna get back on the NSAIDs and opioids when I have something that's helped me. That's super. So I don't want CHS. There's cannabis-induced insomnia.
Mm.
Patients, certain people that use cannabis are going to get a lot of energy and can't sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Or if they don't consume cannabis, they can't sleep. That's not a good thing. There's cannabis-induced. I did CHS, we did intoxicate, we did delirium. What else is the bad and ugly? Substance abuse. Cannabis, you can be addicted to cannabis. You sure can.
So so so
Just
so so
like caffeine, just like the opioids. And it's the same question if you're a care provider or a parent. It's the same thing you would ask someone that drinks alcohol. Do you wake up instead of an eye opener? Do you wake and bake?
like the cage questionnaire,
Same case,
in essence. Yeah.
same criteria. If you're positive on one or two of those, you are cannabis substance abuse, or
So
they
one of
call it cannabis dependency, and that's not a good thing either. I'm dependent. So that's the one of the problems if you're going to use it long term, chronically. If they don't teach you to take drug holidays, if they don't teach you anything about tolerance, if you're not learning, there's a time frame when you don't stack your edibles, so all that can reduce your tolerance. I'm a chronic patient, so it was inevitable for me to become dependent on it.
mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. And I don't like to go nowhere. We ain't smoking. Like, we smoking? Nah, I ain't going. You know what I'm saying? You feel
Yeah,
me?
yeah,
Yeah, that's dependence. When you
yeah,
turn
yeah,
down engagements, if the bud ain't gonna be, or if I might be too far, like I'm gonna be gone all day. Like how long? Like yo, we're gonna be gone for 8. Nah, I ain't going. You feel me?
yeah, 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 yeah,
Because
yeah.
every 3 or 4 hours, I wanna inhale. So that's again another negative condition that this drug can bring on. So all of that has to be taken in consideration. So yeah, I would love to be a CMO for sure.
I love that. Hey, man, on another tip, you're a father, much respect
Respect.
for the fathers that want to be fathers and go out of their way to be fathers. How we get through to these young boys out here that don't have fathers, man?
There's a lot. The ones that don't, the fatherless, yeah, we got to step up. Just be role models. OGs, be pops for 'em. I think it's once you're present with your kid, they'll be like, "Damn, that's kind of like an anomaly, man. This dude is like real present with my homeboy." And then I think they're naturally, I mean, ego will mess a lot of people up, but at that age, you don't have this big machismo, bro. Like, look, I'm an old head, you're a young head, you're the future. I just want to show you some love. So the way we get through with the youth, because they're gonna get tired of looking at these rappers. They really can't touch them, They idolize
God.
them and the athletes, but once they can't touch them, they want to, hey, suicide,
Yeah,
or like, my life, or I'm gonna crash out. I'm gonna do something to put me in jail, give me 25 years.
yeah, yeah,
You and I were just as flashy as the guys with the Cuban links.
yeah.
We're just as flashy as we got the bars as by being authentic, by being truth. And they're gonna be like, all I've been looking for is truth. And that's why dads are the most underappreciated, unrecognized, don't get a pat on the back species, but we're the most vital. You see what I'm
Yeah, no
saying?
doubt.
You don't always want to hear the truth. And, once you're a dad, you're just going to keep it a buck.
Yeah.
Not sugarcoated, kind of rub some dirt on it, boom, like boom. Why you see why you're having son? And they don't want to hear all that, but they do
No,
want
they
that. They
don't.
do need that. And
They need it.
if you're not being fake and you really, like you said, walk it like you talk it, bro, they're all gonna want to be your mentor. Hey, I'm your mentee, you're my mentor. As what we in.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you like it or not, they're gonna gravitate towards you. They're gonna want to hit the gym with you. They're gonna want to see what you're doing. You know.
Yeah.
So yeah, just be authentic, be honest. You gotta want to be the best of us. And I think once you're a father, once you make that decision, there's no other decision but to be the best. You got your kid, bro, looking up at you, bro. Like, what are you doing? What we doing? What we're doing here now? We're fathers now, bro. Like, we gotta quit bullshitting, bro. You know what I'm saying?
It is the most sacred job that we can have is to guide another and mold another human being, man, to get out here and be a good member of society that is contributing and having honor. You know what I'm saying? Because honor is really important to me, and I know it is to you. Honor, having honor. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Being
honor is
honorable,
real, bro. Valor is
valor.
everything.
You know
Cause
what I'm saying?
if you not mean what you say what you mean, bro. Like once you're a fraud, you can't. That bridge is over with. You can't lead. You feel me? And then being a civilian will never be cool. They'd rather be the thug. They'd rather do the rapper, the crash out shit, because it just seems more lit. But
Right, right, right.
you show them what this civilian life. I'm talking like anti-street. I say civilian, like we don't no
Yes.
gang stuff, none of that. None of that stuff that's burnout is gonna lead you to jail or the grave. Like just like they call it a square ass 9 to 5. Just get your regular job. Don't hustle. How do you appeal
Amen.
to the youth? You gotta be 100 real, bro.
Hey man, you know back in the day, back in the 80s and the 70s, they used to call Square L7. You ever heard that?
Yeah,
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 I mean, ain't
yeah.
nothing wrong with being an L7 cat. You don't have to look over your shoulder. You don't have to worry about going to jail. It's a peaceful existence, and honestly, Rashawn, I'm bringing one of my young G's on as a guest. I got a young cat I love. I've been mentoring, but I get just as much from him as he gets from me. He's in mid 20s. just got married, got an MPH, but I want to open a dialogue with the young cats, man. You know what I'm saying? And I want to know, you know what I'm saying? Because we want to affect these young men and show them there's another way.
Bruh, for sure. Why they listen to Club Shay Shay? He's not the best of us, bro.
Right.
And
Ocho.
not that I dislike him, but bro, you're not uplifting. It's like they love podcasts, bro. They love real,
Yeah.
and they do need to see that. And that's real success. Like, what's more paramount than peace? Just peace of mind.
Yes.
Yeah. If you don't have a peace of mind, your financial situation, I don't care how rich or poor, devastating. You know, your marital relationship, devastating. Your relationship with the kids. You can't even chill with yourself. You're lonely. You can't be alone. Like, you have no motivation
Mm-hmm.
to do anything that's positive, bro. And when you put that shit on, you can see that you're empty, bro. Body language, I mean, communication is body language, 90%.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I can tell off the bat when someone broken.
Bro.
You can have that Louis on, all that, bro. I can tell if it's
nothing but
vanity
a
or
veneer.
ego or you need that to feel like something. Like, and I don't want to say I read people, but bro,
I mean, you gotta read people
I
in this
read what's
life.
real.
Yeah.
And when you pull up and you got an ounce of that much real in you, I know.
Yeah. Man, dude, man, first of all, I want to thank you for taking time out of your Saturday.
Yeah, bro.
I know it's early in the day. You could be anywhere, man. I appreciate that, man. But I really want the people, man. When we're talking about what we want to transmit to the culture, man, I want people to have access to the Rasean Hodges and the Rob Gores of the world, man. You know what I'm saying? And be able to go through this stuff, man. Because if put it like this, man, if you got a young cat out here that's out here, they don't have access to MD master's level breaking down. These are the things that are positive about this. These are the things that are negative about this. Take this information and synthesize and decide your own choice, but you got the correct information. That's very important, man. You know what I mean? For people to be able to hear the truth.
That's real,
you know
bro.
what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm saying.
That's real.
I want to ask you, Rasean. I know that I would love to interview my boy Big Gip.
Man, yeah, he would love to, man. He'll hit you.
You think he would do it?
All day, bro. He's
Gip, bro.
anything like this that's positive, bro. He would love to get on.
Dog. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean,
he's been in the program too, bro. He's been pushing this cannabis narrative here in the South.
I saw that.
He's a heavyweight, man.
Yeah.
It's all love, Kip.
If y'all, again, Rasean Hodge, CBD on Memorial Drive. If I remember right, is 907.
Yep.
Memorial Drive, Suite what?
At 126, but you'll see it right next to First Watch. There's a coffee shop, and then boom, right there, you'll see it.
Look it up. Go.
It's right in that Publix complex, right by that AMC.
Yes, go support my boy and who has distilled the finest knowledge, because we're people of knowledge, man. We got to get back to that. We are people of knowledge.
I love
and this man has gone out and acquired the finest knowledge that you can have, and he's delivered it for you. You know what I'm saying? So go support my boy. I support my boy. I'm gonna order some more for my Uncle Joe.
I
with the gout. You know the country folk up
Joe,
I'm glad
you're doing good with that gout.
Hey man, hey player, I love you, man.
I love you too, Todd, bro.
Black man to black man, Morehouse man to Morehouse man, and human to human, bro. Keep doing what you're doing, bro. I promise I'm gonna get up with you within the next 4 weeks.
Let's
you know
do
what I'm
it.
saying? To chill, together. You know what I'm saying? And you do what you do, man. And thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having me, bro. It's an honor, bro. You know that, bro. Love,
hey,
bro.
Thank you, bro. You have a good one, bro.